Hello, friends. Welcome back to Saturday Evenings Posted Mostly with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308, and we are here with the ASOC Prod Cat and the Peanut Gallery, though they are currently muted. They are unmuted. Hi, guys.
Greetings.
Now, before we get into today's topics, of course, we have today's ad read. Today's pre-rolls brought to you by The Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, Virginia, 105 West Main Street, on the downtown mall above the bricks. Suite 200, a great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds. A bud, and the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. Also, they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personally highly biased research. By which I mean I was incredibly high when I did my personally biased research. You can find them on Instagram at The Hidden Leaf, where you can also find our other two sponsors, Kush Gang Snacks at KG Snacks 434, who we will be having some peanut butter cookies and a couple of bottles of drip from in a few minutes. You can also find our other sponsor, Firehouse, spelled with a Z. Where there's smoke, there's Firehouse, spelled with a Z. Findable on Instagram at Firehouse, spelled with a Z. I do want to say, due to the nature of what we will be talking about today, I am glad I am not taking any actual money for any of our sponsorships, because it would seem particularly ghoulish to be earning money, taking money for talking about what we're going to be talking about today. That being said, disclaimer, we will be expressing opinions. Those opinions belong to us, the expressor of the opinion, the channel, and the parent company, but not necessarily to any of our sponsors, including the Hidden Leaf, Kush Gang, and Firehouse, spelled with a Z. We will be starting out talking about the kinetic conflict we are currently in, have just started this morning with Iran. And by kinetic conflict, let us explain what I mean by kinetic conflict. Because it occurs to me that term gets bandied about, and people may or may not know what it means.
Honestly, this is the first time I ever heard it.
I've heard it in several places. I have not bothered to look it up, so I should probably do that. But a kinetic conflict, in my mind, would mean a conflict where physical aggression occurs. Ballistics are being used. Explosives are being used. Missiles, bombs, drones, guns and bullets. These are all kinetic conflict. As opposed to a cyber conflict, which is what I would consider a non-kinetic conflict. But let us look up kinetic conflict and see what that actually means.
You know, I would have to say drones don't count as a kinetic conflict.
Is this a setup?
Oh, this is a setup. Because when a certain person drones on, there is plenty of conflict, but none of it kinetic as people try to stay awake.
I disagree. Ha ha ha. that someone can drone on, and it does cause active violence, as seen in Minneapolis.
Well, certain specific someones can drone and that will cause kinetic conflict.
There you go. Kinetic warfare refers to traditional military combat involving direct physical force. This can include use of firearms, missiles, tanks, and other conventional weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Random scientific nitpickery. If lasers or if lasers were used in warfare, would that be considered kinetic conflict?
Yep.
But there's no motion.
Yes, there is.
They're not going with the actual motion of a projectile. They're going with the actual kinetic force that happens once something is acted upon. So your laser blowing up a rock is still producing kinetic force. The rock still blows up.
Also, lasers are motion. Just because the motion is so quick that we can't, like, literally, physics says we can't measure it. It's still motion. Photons move. Light waves move. Even if they're coherently packed together in a single polarized beam, that is movement. There is kinetic energy in a laser.
Even though the kinetic part of its energy is comparatively minute to the actual energy that is
per photon. Okay. There are two types of energy. In this situation, there are two types of energy. There's kinetic and potential. The potential energy in a laser is the battery before it is discharged. As soon as the electricity starts coming out of the battery to do all the work of good morning, Kingsways. Good to see you, Kush Gang. So yeah, as soon as the battery starts discharging, it moves from potential to kinetic.
So you're saying heat is kinetic energy?
Yes, heat is the most basic form of kinetic energy. I mean, sort of. I mean, yeah. Heat is the most basic form of kinetic energy. Peanut butter cookies are amazing.
So you are not limiting kinetic energy onto the macro or observable scale. You're going all the way down to the micro scale.
When talking about weaponry, yes. When talking... Actually, no. In general, yes. However, when we are talking about kinetic conflict, we are talking about on the macro scale. A laser is still kinetic energy on the macro scale, not just on the quantum scale. There is kinetic energy discharged during, say, cyber warfare. There's kinetic energy discharged for any work done. Work being, in this case, the physics definition of work.
Oh. In cyber warfare, by definition, there is definitely kinetic energy because even the movement of an electron counts as kinetic energy.
Right. However, in kinetic warfare or kinetic conflict, what they're referring to is the exchange of force due to kinetic energy. Things blowing up or getting punched. Now that all this pedantry is out of the way, is it? Do I need to explain more what I mean here?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
No, I'm just having fun with the part.
Okay. In a joint military operation, this morning, the United States and Israel launched attacks against Iran, including including attacks on military and civilian targets. One of the targets was an elementary school where I believe the last count I heard was 43 girls were killed. I did hear one number from Al Jazeera saying 60 students were killed. Not to bring it down, but I feel like we do have to address where this came from. This is the beginnings of a kinetic conflict in Iran. Currently, no one has made any noises towards putting American boots on the ground, but this is also only hours old. Iran has launched counterattacks against U.S. and Israeli military targets in the area, including a U.S. military base in Bahrain. So far, I don't think I've heard anything about any casualties or injuries due to the response. Now, this all happened days before our partially esteemed Tim Kaine. Man, I want to like Tim Kaine.
Yeah.
I do, but he misses. He misses. He takes some swings and just whiffs it. He has some neoliberal tendencies that just not there. Some liberal tendencies that can just miss me. USA plus Israel, war criminals united. Dude. So, our esteemed Tim Kaine is trying to push through a Congressional War Powers Act in the next week or so. Prior to this attack, in fact, and there is some scuttlebutt about how this may have been done when it was to avoid or to preempt the Congressional War Powers Act that may go through. So, on a different note, this is a new flavor of drip that I particularly like. I find it easy to drink, tasty, delicious. So, it is, it's assumed that, I think we can assume that this was rushed through to get ahead of the War Powers Act. I think we can assume that there will be more kinetic activity in the Mideast around Iran. I think I'd like to start by looking at the NPR article, and possibly listening to their coverage. Do either of you have anything to add at this point?
Well, to me, it's not much. It doesn't count so much as scuttlebutt as just in, yeah, that makes sense. With the, thinking things were moved and changed to push through the act. Because, like, Tuesday, someone was busy shooting off his big mouth and saying how he was going to bomb Iran.
Yeah.
It's like, if on Monday and Tuesday he's doing his State of the Union address, and he's talking about how he's going to go bomb and start yet another war.
And there was...
And then he's got a whole separate press conference where he's saying it again. Then, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Bad joke.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So, the entire reason he's bombing Iran is to distract from how hard he bombed at the State of the Union.
Oh, yeah. Bomb 1, bomb 2.
I will say, when the morning after, all Fox News can really talk about is how horrible it was to have people dressed up as frogs attending.
Yeah.
But they can't really say much about what he said during the address.
It was historic.
Yeah.
Historically long.
Yeah.
And there was precious little in there justifying any movement against Iran.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, not surprising. Again, indicative of where he is at. He doesn't feel like he needs to justify his actions. He feels like he can just take actions, and we should be behind him by virtue of the fact that A, he's the president, and B, he thinks he knows better.
And this is all leaving aside the absolute, legal thing, which is, last I checked, Congress had not declared war on anybody.
Yeah. But Congress also hasn't stopped him from taking aggressive actions. And by not stopping him, they've essentially given over the war powers to the executive branch.
Which is
why Kane is trying to bring back the War Powers Act. The Congressional War Powers Act. Congress is supposed to have the ability, have the power of the purse, They say where and what money gets spent on, and they have the war powers. They say where and when we go to war. I mean, along with other legislative powers, but those are two of the biggies.
Yeah.
And Trump has been behaving as if those are powers he has, and because the Congress hasn't been stopping him, it's the power that he has.
He's going to keep doing it until they stop him.
Right. So that is where we are at on the legals.
Cute. Very cute.
Okay, that is cute. Well, all right, let's let's switch over to this NPR article. U.S. and Israel strike Iran in Operation Epic Fury. Trump calls for regime overthrow. Let's go ahead and listen to this. Are you guys clicked on?
I'm not. You will be in a moment.
All right.
Ma'am.
Epic tantrum. Yeah, epic tantrum. All right, let's listen.
And in Israel, air raid sirens have been going off all day as Iran retaliates with missiles. Israel tried to kill Iran's top leaders this morning in its joint military operation with the U.S. against Iran, and both President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu say they hope Iranians will topple their regime. We're joined now from Tel Aviv by NPR's Daniel Estrin. Daniel, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, Scott, for having me.
Help us understand what...
So, I don't know if Daniel Estrin's going to mention this. When I was listening to this on NPR earlier this morning, they mentioned that Ayatollah Khomeini had been hit, had been injured, but was alive and well-ish. That the strike was relatively ineffective on the leaders.
And what it's like right now, where you are.
Well, right now I'm in a safe room, and outside there's a kind of an eerie quiet. The streets have been mostly empty, and then you get these two kinds of warnings. You get an alert on your phone giving you about a 10-minute warning ahead of an air raid siren, and then throughout the day there have been air raid sirens, about half a dozen, I'd say. I've been recording them, and then they stop, and then suddenly you hear this. So that's a boom of Israel's air defense systems intercepting the incoming missiles. You can even see the trail of smoke in the sky over Tel Aviv. The airport here has been closed to all flights. Hospitals have been moving patients underground. Cafes are closed. And I was on the street in between sirens, and I met a woman walking her dog, Rachel Aharoni. She doesn't have a protected room in her apartment.
I feel bad also. I feel very bad. Very bad, because I don't know what will be, if I know, if people knows what to do, people don't know what to do.
So you're hearing a lot of apprehension here, but not a lot of surprise. There was this anticipation building for weeks that there would be military action. A lot of Israelis either canceled travel plans so that they wouldn't be stuck abroad with the airport closed, or others, especially people with young children I know, bought tickets and left the country.
You'll have to pardon me if I don't actually feel that bad for Israel during this.
We understand. At least I understand.
Yeah,
I
like,
feel bad for the Israelis, not for yeah.
There are some Israelis I feel bad for. There are a lot of
We have-
Israelis who chose this, who have
Yes.
chosen to be cruel to Palestine and have earned the dislike of their neighbors such as Iran. And this isn't just the Israeli government, this is also all the settlers. This is I feel bad for the innocent people, because there are gonna be innocent Israelis who have been against this, against Netanyahu, against, and I do feel bad for them getting caught up in this. I feel really bad for all of the innocent Iranians who are caught up in this. There are a lot more innocent Iranians who have already died in the last few hours, have died in the last few hours, than there are innocent Israelis who are going to die. I want to feel bad for the people in Tel Aviv who are getting attacked. I do. I want to. But also, and I want to make clear that this is about a country and its government who have behaved poorly. All of this being said, and not about religious beliefs or ancestry or anything like that. Hey, Chris in the 386. I also want to point out that Ayatollah Khomeini is a terrible person. And there are a lot of people running Iran that are awful people. The Iranian government is bad. Regime change needs to happen. But I don't think it is appropriate for regime change to happen in this way and at our hands, especially at the hands of us and Israel, by attacking innocent people, by attacking civilian targets. And the thing is, in Tel Aviv right now, the places that are being attacked aren't civilian targets. As bad as the Iranian government is, they are sticking to the appropriate rules of war currently.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we just went off and killed a bunch of middle schoolers.
Yes.
We just bombed a middle school. Like, that is inappropriate. That is... So, now, again, I would prefer if no one in this conflict actually got hurt. Mm-hmm. And that there were no bombs being dropped or no missiles being being flown. You know, Israel as a state has used up all of its political capital, all of its goodwill through this last 50, 60 years of occupation, and through this genocide that they committed in Palestine and their extended imperialistic expansion. You know, they are no longer even remotely the good guys. And so it is hard for me to find sympathy when a state actor such as Israel is at the receiving end of the conflict they directly started. October 7th was different in that, yes, Israel had been occupying the land for, decades. Israel had been pushing outwards, treating the Palestinians awfully, being awful people. But that one day, that October 7th attack, was, in my opinion, awful. It was civilian targets. It was war crimes. It was awful. The response from Israel was not measured. It was not appropriate. It was way more awful. And that really used up the last of Israel's ability to be like, no, we're on the good guy side. So yeah, I feel like the people in Israel the Israelis in Israel who disagree with this should leave Israel. Flee a sinking ship. We have been a stateless people since the time of the pharaohs. Give it up. We are a stateless people. Accept our destiny. It's okay. So yeah, that's my opinion about that. Back to listening to this report.
Okay.
A couple days ago.
What has Israel struck so far?
I spoke to a person briefed on the operation, Scott, who said that Israel tried to kill Iran's supreme leader and the Iranian president. And the person said the Israeli assessments so far are that the supreme leader was hit. Now, Iran's foreign minister told NBC News that 2 commanders were killed, but he said the supreme leader was still alive as far as he knows. Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, said Israel has been targeting regime figures and that Israel and the U.S. are both striking Iran's ballistic missile sites. And also, Scott, Israel's military is calling up tens of thousands of reservist soldiers and fortifying protection of its borders because there's a concern here that Iran's proxy militia, Hezbollah, could fire at Israel or even storm the border like Hamas did on October 7th, 2023.
What is the case that Israel makes for this attack?
Well, Israel is saying that Iran was ramping up its missile production in recent months, and Netanyahu said Iran, if it wasn't stopped now, it would become immune to attack. He said Iran was trying to buy time through these last 3 rounds of nuclear talks with the U.S. He said they were just deceptive talks, and he said Israel would not stand by while, quote, the shadow of annihilation hangs over us. And he says that the ultimate goal is to help Iranians topple their own government. Here's Netanyahu.
עכשיו ניתנת להם ההזדמנות ליטול את גורלם בידם.
He's saying there in Hebrew, Iranians now have the chance to take their destiny into their own hands.
Daniel, what are you going to be on the lookout for in the coming hours and days?
We're going to be looking to see how Iran and militias in the region potentially respond. That could determine how many days this lasts. And, we're going to be looking at public opinion. There was no real public debate in Israel on the merits of launching this attack, although there was a lot of support in Israel, even from Netanyahu's main political opposition. They saw this as a golden opportunity to weaken Iran with U.S. support.
NPR's Daniel Estrin on the job for us in Tel Aviv. Daniel, thank you so much for being with us.
So, it seems like the goal here is regime change. Trump, of course, came out and made a statement about all of this. And in that statement, he said that, one of our goals is to end their nuclear weapons program. And they will be, again, obliterated. Because apparently obliterated doesn't mean completely destroyed to him. Mm-hmm. If it was obliterated once, it shouldn't be able to be obliterated again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that hits right on one of my linguistic pet peeves.
Yeah.
What's that?
Decimated.
1 in 10 destroyed.
Yep.
Or no, 1
Everybody
in 10 left alive.
Like it's completely and utterly destroyed, but no.
No. Is it 1 in 10 destroyed, or is it 1 in 10 left alive?
It's 1 in 10 killed.
So it's only 1/10 destroyed. Decimated means 1/10 destroyed.
Yep.
To decimate a Roman legion was a punishment when they failed in combat, where 1 in 10 men, or 1 in 10 members of that specific legion, were picked and killed in front of the others.
Exactly. But they rebuilt it, in the name of decimate. Hi, Lockpick. I agree with you. I use decimate very, very, very carefully because of that. What does obliterate technically mean?
To end.
Mm-hmm.
So it should have been ended. And they also said they won't be able to get back to it for another, 10 years was what they said? So, all of that aside, Trump then went on to call on the Iranian people to shelter in place while the bombs are falling, but then to come out and overthrow their government. It's in the name. Decimate. It is. Yeah, exactly. 1 in 10. I was just rereading what Lockpick said and agreeing with it again. So asking for the Iranian people to come out and overthrow the regime, and one reporter on NPR made a very salient point that, you know, this isn't the first time that he's made a verbal, you know, had a verbal call for action. And it would be understandable if the Iranian people didn't really believe him this time. You know, he said we would support them if they protested, and they did, and thousands of them were killed, and we did nothing. So it's sort of like...
And in fact, didn't he say something along the lines of comparing U.S. protesters to them and saying, you know, why do you want to do this when you can get killed just like they are? Effectively making fun of them for it?
I had not heard that, but that sounds about like something he would say. That tracks.
Think of it moments every Veterans Day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was something that he said effectively somewhere between good and pretty in Minneapolis.
Wow. Just wow.
I could be misquoting, but I really don't think I am.
In any case, it is, you know, this is why it would be understandable if the Iranian people were like, we don't trust you. We don't believe you.
And they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
This is tragic for the civilians in Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you know, I want to point out that one of the first targets that this joint military action between us and the Israel, one of the first targets was an elementary school. It was a civilian target. It was an elementary school. And over 40 children were killed in this attack.
Yeah.
We are not the good guys here.
No.
The Iranian government may not be the good guys either. But we killed children. Not acceptable. And it was done without the congressional oversight that it's supposed to have.
And
Also,
done without actual rules, which, from what I remember, say no civilian targets.
Right. So, while I keep saying us when I mean US,
Yeah.
this does fall directly on the shoulders of our president and his henchmen and women. Hench people.
Dang
His
people.
goons.
Minions.
Goons.
Goons.
They act like goons. They are goons.
It is... I don't want to include myself in the people who did this harmful action. However, on a larger level, from a greater perspective, I am a U.S. citizen, and this was done by my government.
Yeah.
Not the people I voted for, but the people who are still my government.
Yeah.
In a post-Trump world, we are still going to have to repair relationships and take responsibility for these actions as if we were the ones who did them.
Which is fair, because we've done that to every single other power in the world for centuries.
Yeah. Yes. And I think it's only appropriate, you know. I don't think it's going to happen. I think anybody who gets in power next is going to try and be like, yeah, that wasn't me. You know, well, we're a completely different government now. Wasn't us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully, whoever it is, they get the wake up stick applied to them a couple of times, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't just hand wash us away. We have to actually make some effort here."
Right. However, the U.S. does not have a great history of that.
No.
So,
No.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Now, I had also sort of wanted to talk about the State of the Union. You know, I just wanted to point out a few things about it.
Okay.
It was historical.
Yeah.
It was the longest speech ever delivered to Congress by a president. It was, in my opinion, ineffective. He did not cover the ground he needed to. He did not address the issues that concern most Americans,
Of course not.
such as affordability. He called it a Biden problem. He also did not, right? He also didn't address the upcoming war with Iran. And he didn't give the people some sort of way to justify it. He didn't give us any reason to be behind it.
Mm-hmm. You know, when the day after your great big long historic speech, your vice president is on national news, all but complaining about how he had to sit there and not make faces because it was taking so long.
Not a good look.
Yes, it was framed as I was trying not to roll my eyes and make faces because of the two women in front of me that were Democrats. But
Still,
yeah,
not a good look.
no. The fact that, yeah,
Yeah.
the fact that the vice president was paying so little attention to what you were actually saying and paying so much attention to everybody else in the audience. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Nah. So, pardon me.
Not my job, Tom Spanberger.
What?
You said, pardon me. She said, not my job. Talk to Spamberger.
Funny. Speaking of Spamberger, our illustrious Spamberger, I like Spamberger. I do. I mean, there's part of me that loves that she's ex-CIA. There's part of me that is not okay with the fact that she's ex-CIA.
Yeah.
I worry that she may be a little centrist. I get that though, you know.
Yeah.
Where I worry is with the upcoming marijuana bills. I worry that she's going to put some things in there or let some things through that I've already heard that are in the proposed bills that are gonna damage the marketplace as it stands. Really, I'm worried that there are going to be things in the bill as it is, that go through that are going to hurt the Hidden Leaf. That's really what I'm worried about with that, is like, I don't want to see anything happen to the Hidden Leaf. So, but also, huh?
Well, I'm sorry that she's too centrist for you.
Yes, fingers crossed, Kingsways. You're sorry she's too centrist for me? I feel a setup coming on.
You must listen to the tone of the statement. Well, I am so sorry that she is too centrist for you.
I can't tell if that's full on, what's that word that I can't come up with all of a sudden?
Does it start with an S?
Sarcasm.
There is quite a bit of that in there.
Yes. I mean, I accept centrism. It is how you win elections. You know?
Yeah.
But also, I voted for her. I all but endorsed her. So it is as on me as anything.
Yeah.
And at least she's in the center, not on the right.
Yeah. Which, you've seen the temporary redistricting thing they want to do,
Yep.
and she's urging people to go vote yes so they can put that on the thing for
Yep.
April.
Early voting starts very soon, by the way.
Yeah.
Um,
That being said, that brings up During's next presidential order that he wants to push through about the 2026 election season.
yes. Is that one of the things in the chat list there?
No, I don't think I that's something that I was paying more attention to yesterday. I don't think it got in the chat.
Okay. So, yeah, that is, well, go ahead and outline it for us.
Right now it is a rough draft. It hasn't actually been written or signed. But the general rough draft has wording requiring people to re-register to vote before they're allowed to vote in this year's election.
So, wiping all the registration polls, all the registrations. Just completely roll, not poll, all the voter rolls. Just completely wipe them and make it start over again.
Right.
I mean, okay, other than the impossibility of it being a logistical, like, it's logistically impossible to do that in 1 year in time for the vote. It is logistically impossible to get everyone in and registered to vote before the next election. I mean, it's theoretically logistically possible, but it is not logistically possible. That aside, what do you think he's hoping to achieve with it?
First and foremost, distraction.
Okay.
First and foremost, I would think distraction, trying to shift focus from the latest release in the Epstein files and from other things to that. Because if people are focused on screaming about, we don't want to have to re-register, this is stupid, then they're not talking about the things that he really doesn't want them talking about or looking at.
Do you think that this strike in Iran was a part of this sort of extended campaign of attention misdirection away from the Epstein files? And as part of the Epstein files, that those files, those alleged bits missing where the actual accusation of, to be delicate, we'll say impropriety, illegal impropriety on the part of Donald J. Trump. Do you think all of this is an attempt to distract from that?
Partially.
Partially. I think there is some other goal. There's at least two other goals that he's got in mind. One is distraction. Two is being able to say, oh, look, what a wonderful leader I am. I'm taking decisive action to put a stop to this. And then there's whatever the third one is that we haven't looked beyond the first two to see yet.
You talk about the voter rolls and all of that, and it just reminds me of this
Yep.
recent Supreme Court ruling for the
Yeah.
post office.
What was that then?
Oh, they can't be sued for intentionally not delivering mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
So they can't get in trouble for intentionally not delivering ballots for people who are not registered as Republican.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's another yes. That is
So for
true.
those in communities where you might need to wait for your ballot to be mailed in or whatever, this
Or
might be the time to get your able-bodied people to go collect early voting ballots, take them around, and then bring them back and drop them off at the office and
yeah,
leave the mail out of it.
yeah. Far as I know, there's currently no reason to not trust the mail other than they are allowed to intentionally not deliver your mail now.
Postmaster General,
Yeah.
here's another reason.
And the Postmaster General. So, yeah, but yeah, kind of don't trust the mail right now.
That's fair. It's entirely fair. See.
You know, I only really, absolutely, myself, I only rely on the mail for one thing. And that's to get my electric bill.
Yeah.
And
You know, this
I.
conversation is taking a decidedly sexist turn.
Oh
How's
well,
that?
I can live with it.
Oh, come on.
Hey, it's my job to take the wind out of things so it can be fun for a bit.
This is true.
I am saying, I do think that the male loneliness epidemic is a complete hoax. Given the amount of junk mail I receive, I do not believe that there are any lonely letters or postcards.
Okay, fair. Fair. I can see that one.
No, I'm irritated with you for getting there before I did, because I was leading up to write more letters to avoid the male loneliness epidemic.
Well, put it this way, they still feel lonely because they haven't found a home where they can open up.
Moving on. One of the
Before I
things
make
that
a
they
joke
might be
about getting
distracted
licked and stuffed.
One of the things they might be distracting from is what's going on with anthropic AI.
Oh, Kingsways, thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Much love. And for the first level hype train. Thank
That's
you.
so sweet.
Yeah, I need hype train notifications to prop up.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kush Gang. Oh, by the way, just so everybody at home can see, something Kush Gang came out with recently. Oh, I got this as a gift for Jen. But yeah.
Nice.
He and his wife made the coloring book. So, just a little If you make it to any of the sales events, keep your eyes open for them. And actually, yeah.
Look at the box with the colored pencils.
Oh yeah, the Kush colored pencils. I noticed that last night. You guys did you make the boxes too, or did you just make the labels that you put on the boxes? But yeah, they are crafty. They be doing some crafts over there. It is amazing.
Yes, I believe that.
There, so you guys can get a better look at the colored pencil label.
That is cute.
Yeah.
That is very cute.
Yeah. So, where was I before that?
I was asking if you had heard what was going on with Anthropic AI.
Ah, yes, Anthropic AI. You made the labels for the colored pencils, but you made the books from scratch. I love that. Anthropic AI, the government, the administration, the regime.
Yes.
The regime told Anthropic that they were going to be labeled a supply chain risk and no longer be able to be used, not only used in the government contracts, but have anybody that the government has a contract with do business with Anthropic AI. Because Anthropic AI refused to compromise their core principles that their products not be used in mass surveillance or in weapons that are lethal. I believe it's like the qualifiers are lethal and mass surveillance. It's not even like they don't want to be part of weapons making. And it's not like they don't want to be, they're like, oh no, we won't do surveillance. We just don't want to do mass surveillance. What I took away from it is that Anthropic is basically saying, don't put our name on the messed up project. We'll help you with it, but don't put our name on it.
It wasn't just lethal weapons. It was any autonomous, as in there is no human oversight weapons.
Autonomous. No, I thought it was autonomous. Okay, I thought it was autonomous lethal weapons. It wasn't just autonomous.
They don't want their stuff used for war, period. Especially if there's no human
Okay.
oversight.
That's nicer than I was giving them credit for. And I mean, and it really bothers me, of course, that the government, that the regime is like, no, you must make autonomous lethal weapons that also do mass surveillance. Like, really leaning into this Big Brother dystopia.
And making threats to seize their assets so they can do it anyway without their right. Say-so.
Right.
The other thing, though, is that they are the only AI company that has said no.
Right. Which is also disturbing.
You've got all the other ones that have apparently turned around and went, oh yeah, sure, we'll do that. We'll take all the guardrails off and you can do all this other stuff with it because you're the government and we want that money.
Anthropic's the only one who's sticking to their guardrails.
Yep.
And obviously, I think their guardrails don't even go far enough.
But at least they're sticking to what they've got.
Right. And I love a company that sticks to their principles.
Exactly.
God, that's hard to say with a straight face.
So basically, they just want to be lawful evil and not just pure neutral evil or even chaotic evil.
Right.
Understandable.
Right.
You know, they may be evil, but at least they have principles about how evil they are.
Right. I love a lawful evil character. I do. Lawful evil.
I'm evil, but I can justify it.
Right.
And
lawful
you actually have
evil isn't necessarily evil. It's only evil from a certain perspective. There's usually a reason behind it.
in all honesty, with a really good book or series, it's usually the lawful evil character that gets the redemption arc. Because there was a reason, there was a purpose, and you could see that, and you could kind of see it from the other point of view. It's the chaotic, I'm doing evil for the sake of doing evil, I have no rhyme, no reason, and everybody's getting painted with this. That
Right.
usually the antagonist and the main protagonist end up coming together to deal with, because it's like, you're messing up our dynamic, we can't have this, you need to go.
Right. I also think when talking about in the real world, you need to make a distinction between principled lawful evil and unprincipled lawful evil. Because someone like Putin is unprincipled lawful evil.
They are only lawful evil because I am the law.
Right.
Yeah.
But they
All
are
right.
unprincipled. Yes, no, not even from his own perspective is he doing good. He knows he's doing good for himself and his oligarchy. But he knows it's a very selfish thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's a principle. It's just not what I would call principled.
So you're calling him an oyster?
All right, I'll bite. Why?
Because he's shellfish.
I think I'm allergic to that one.
Oh, so are a lot of his opponents because they end up bloated.
Oh.
All right.
I didn't know
So,
defenestration causes bloating.
Oh, I'm just thinking about the ones he's not able to get directly hands-on.
I mean, it does if they're not cremated afterwards.
You defenestrate from high enough and re-entry causes cremation.
Right? I don't think we've had anybody pushed off of the space station yet.
No, actually, I think they've run out of high enough windows. That last guy didn't get pushed out of a window.
No, he didn't. Anyway.
Well, do remember, Navalny was poisoned, so that's why he was allergic to shellfish.
Oh,
That too.
Navalny. Okay, but Navalny wasn't the. What you have to remember is the ones who did get defenestrated are only the ones who were in the party to begin with, were on his side. It's only his allies that defenestrate. Navalny was open to whatever because he was always an op.
Fair.
It was that high-ranking general who recently,
Or the one that got pushed out of an airplane, or yeah.
well, that's a defenestration. It's just a really, really, really high defenestration. No, there was a high-ranking general recently who, he got shot by a random person.
There was an attempt made on his life in a hotel.
Oh, okay.
And things were chaotic enough that they're not sure if it was an internal or an external job.
Oh, well, if an attempt was just made on his life, that means that it wasn't, it was a warning that next time he gets a window. If he doesn't straighten up, he gets a window next time.
So currently, he's at the edge of his window of opportunity.
Yep. That window of opportunity has opened before him and is looming like some great looming thing.
Sword of Damocles.
Dang. No.
Gordian knot.
I was gonna go for Moondor.
Ooh. Can we talk about the sewer spill in DC instead?
We already talked about Trump.
The other one, the one that he's refusing to clean up.
Sure, let's talk about the sewer spill in DC. I'm unaware of this.
Really?
Oh, there are things in chat. Don't you put that evil on me. All right.
Go up to above the clown picture. You have to scroll up a little bit. It's one of the ones we skipped over.
Okay. DC mayor declares emergency. Oh, wow. Okay. DC mayor declares DC mayor declares emergency, asks President Trump for help on sewage spill on the Potomac. I know, it's pronounced Potomac.
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 Because of the Potomacs.
I was going to say, that sounds like the dinner that you didn't have last night.
Yes, that is true.
I will know. Don't make me sound like an idiot on air like that. No. Yeah, don't make me sound like an idiot on air like that. You can make me sound like an idiot on air over a lot of other stuff.
We don't have to make you sound like an idiot on air. You do that enough yourself.
Exactly.
We're just here to give you some straight lines to be more wonderful too.
But you did have somebody had macaroni for dinner last night, and somebody else didn't know that. So there was a pot mac involved.
Yes, there was. As in, there was mac and cheese. I ate some, and then I went to bed before someone came home. And I was feeling kind of bad that I didn't leave a note or send a message. Hey, there's food here.
I had leftover from my lunch that I had at work because I had a 10-hour shift.
Ugh. What did you have for lunch and leftover?
Food.
descriptive.
But accurate.
And extremely usual for what the response is when asked certain questions like that.
I mean, that is fair. Oh, yeah. I had for supper meat.
Yeah.
I solidly ate a food.
Yep.
And then I got home late last night and ate a second food.
Yep.
I had a nutrient supplement that was prepared with different animal products and byproducts in a usually circular fashion.
Meat sticks. Hot dogs.
Nope.
I hate you.
In a flat circular fashion.
Meat patty?
There are some of those on there. There's also grain products involved too.
That's kind of the
Pizza?
important part here.
Correct.
Piazza.
When it's animal products and animal byproducts, and you leave out the fact that there were grains and
Grains and
vegetables.
fruits. No vegetables.
Just fruits.
No mushrooms?
And necromancy.
Mushrooms are
Mushrooms
not.
aren't. They aren't vegetables and they aren't fruits. But there was
And no
necromancy.
Fair.
Because tomatoes are necromancy.
Tomatoes have been, dubbed with a lot of things. So I just ignore all that and go, it's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
It's a necromantic fruit.
I had tomato sauce. It is a fruit. If I had ketchup,
It is a
that would be
smoothie.
vegetable.
Ketchup is only a vegetable because Reagan Reagan ruins everything. No, I guess, pizza sauce isn't a smoothie. It's a chutney. Ketchup is a smoothie.
No, I have to disagree. Raygun does not ruin everything. They were wonderful in Star Wars.
Yes, the ray guns in Star Wars were very useful. They were called blasters. Moving on.
Yeah, they weren't ray guns. They also weren't ray guns in Star Trek. No, if you want to see how ray gun ruins everything, look at breakdancing in the Olympics.
Ouch. Ouch.
Shots fired. Pew, pew, pew.
Also, previous Olympics.
So, on to this sewage spill in the Potomac.
Yeah.
As opposed to sewage spilling out of our mouths.
Your
Right.
mouths. I'm sitting here plotting.
Very constipated.
So, Mario Bowser.
Diarrhea in the mouth.
Huh? Oh, I don't need you to repeat that. Never mind. From the Washington Associated Press, Mayor Muriel Bowser declared an emergency Wednesday and requested that President Donald Trump provide federal resources to help the city fight a sewage system leak that dumped 250 million gallons of raw sewage into the Potomac River in its early stages. Wow. That's a lot of crap.
Now,
Suddenly, it all makes sense. I know why it's happening. The plumbers are attacking their enemy.
yes. Yes. Political promises?
No,
Oh.
the plumbers are attacking their enemy. Their enemy has become mayor of the city. Mayor Bowser.
I completely missed that one.
When he repeated, the plumbers are attacking their enemy, it occurred to me. Because I read her name and it was like, oh, huh. Who's going to be the first person to make a Mario Brothers joke?
Yo!
I was working really hard not to.
Why?
I jumped on that like a Goomba.
I'm so shell shocked that you would restrain yourself.
Well, we had the mushrooms earlier.
Yes, there were mushrooms earlier.
I'm trying not to make fun of non-right-wing politicians
I'm an equal opportunity asshole.
for things like their name. It's like I really try not to pick on people, even famous people, especially famous people. Well, I try not to pick on anybody for how they look. Unless they
Right.
have a specific thing that they're doing that is like Cash Patel and his gacked on yayo look. Like, otherwise, I really am trying to avoid those kinds of things.
Or someone that has very obviously made certain surgery choices so they could look a certain way.
Right. I'm sort
Yeah.
of, I mean, yeah. But if you're out there living, like, if you chose to look a certain way and you're living your best life doing it, go for it. You do you, boo. I don't
You're
have
just
to
very
like it.
simply. You're
Huh?
just very simply attempting to avoid bullying. I am not attempting to be a bully by making fun of the name. It is a joke that occurred to me. It is shared. I
It
have
is.
no disrespect towards this person.
Right.
I will still make fun of the name.
Well,
That's fair. That's fair. And it wasn't cruel. It
I can help
wasn't
you.
a cruel thing. It was just it's one of the places where I'm starting to try to be better.
you're trying to be more mindful of it.
Yeah.
And you're trying
Yeah.
to encourage others to be mindful as well.
Yeah.
I reserve the right, however, if someone specifically chooses their name
Oh,
and then does
that's
something
open
stupid.
game. Also, I mean, you know, if her name was Bowser and she lived in a castle and kidnapped princesses, I'd be like, gee, don't you think your name's a little spot on?
Or why are you choosing to live up to your name in that fashion?
Right. Sort of like if a police officer chooses to go by the name or has the last name Dick.
Oh yeah.
I will make fun of Officer Dick.
There used to be a Charlottesville officer with the last name of Ketchum.
See, yeah, that again, a little too much on the nose. Lockpick is gonna
And-
change his name to Harry Glasscock.
That's
I
a
won't
choice,
make fun
my
of it.
friend.
I'll just ask to see it.
Hmm. But I will say, why would I come at you? That is a choice. That is all I have said.
What a
Besides
choice! What a
Trevor's the one
choice!
that wants to see it, not me.
What I miss?
Lockpick wants me to come at him.
No, he didn't put your name down. He put my name down.
All right, I'm out.
That was a misdirection. I respect your reserved choice to mock my new identity.
Listen, I need to wait for you to do something, at which point then I will mock you.
So, back to the article. There
So you haven't broken
is
the sound barrier yet.
No,
What?
not yet.
Hasn't broken the sound barrier yet. We haven't gone past mock.
Well, at least not mocking that one. I will mock 2 others later.
I'm like the Blackbird. I'll go mock 2 plus.
I was gonna say, you're like a blackbird. You're a corvid that mocks a mockingbird.
I've had my shots. I don't have corvid.
I mean,
So
if you
back
suddenly
to the
start-
article at hand. What was that?
I said if he suddenly started sprouting feathers, I'd have issues.
Get back to the Mario article.
Dun 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 dun.
So yeah, there's so this makes me wonder if there's somebody upstream without a paddle in a barbed wire boat.
Yes.
Because this really sounds like the name of a TV show that stars, oh God, Eugene Levy and his son. Ha,
Yep.
got there. So, they've got this spill. They're asking for Trump's help. They're asking for, FEMA doesn't have any money to help, do they?
No.
And what's the response being? I mean, is there any response?
There really hasn't been.
Trump and Maryland Governor Wes Moore battle over Potomac River sewage spill response. All right, that's tempting. What's that say?
Trump doesn't care. It's just more of his kind showing up.
Right? More turds floating downstream. President Trump on Monday lashed out at Maryland Governor Wes Moore over what he says is a lagging response to a January pipe rupture that sent sewage flowing into the Potomac River northwest of Washington. Trump took aim at Moore, even though a District of Columbia-based water authority and the federal government have jurisdiction over the busted pipe. So Trump just used this as an opportunity to go after Moore, who we know he doesn't like, because Wes Moore is black.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but our sewage is in another river. Okay. This is...
That's the wrong toad, stool.
Apparently, according to Ground News and their summary of everything, it was not until beginning of this week, till the 21st or so, where assistance was approved, and FEMA, who has no money, was authorized to provide resources for response efforts.
I know why there was that sewage leak. Trump was practicing the State of the Union address.
Yep.
It was spilling out all over the place.
Yeah.
I was going to say he was getting rid of more documents.
That too.
No, he keeps those in the bathroom. He doesn't flush them.
Well, he didn't quite flush them the first time. Remember, they were in the toilet and he was trying to. It just didn't work.
So they were just in the bathroom.
No, they were in the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like this country currently.
It can't be a so-to practice. That crap from the pipe was actually real and verifiable. It was real shit. There, I dropped my one curse word for the week.
Well, why is it in America shit is a curse word? You say it, people look at you funny. You shout it, people look at you funny. You say that's some shit, people look at you funny. But, no pun intended there. I'll accept the pun, but it was not intended. But, if you say shite, people let it slide.
Only if
Apparently,
it's the
adding
area.
that E to the end is a linguistic laxative, because people just let it slide on by.
Mm-hmm.
That joke was not intended, came up, but it's honest.
Came out okay.
You say
at the
shite,
end, though,
people let
didn't
it slide. Yes, it did.
I don't know. I think you get funny looks for saying shite as well. And I tend to treat the two as, the same. But I think you get funny looks for saying that because it's a Britishism. Because it's not, generally accepted in the US lexicon.
Funny looks, but you don't get.
Is it freezing up
You
for
get
you
funny
there?
looks, but you don't get the disparaging.
Yeah. It froze.
Yes, it's just. I got the circle of death.
Oh gosh.
Or, as was pointed out, that's actually called the throbber.
I don't like that.
Okay, reloaded the page, and it went for half a second, and now it's doing that again.
Makes me think it's on my end. Huh. Well, it seems to be working again for now. Oh, no, it froze. Apparently paying them is a good inconvenience. Oh, sorry. While I'm thinking about it, congratulations on Canada stealing over 1,000 nurses. Apparently paying them is a good incentive. It just smoothed out. Kat said, yep, please steal more. Alright. Yeah, apparently there was something going on there. So, Canada stole over 1,000 of our nurses because they were willing to pay them. That's good news for the nurses.
It is.
Unfortunate for those of us in the US, but hey. We prefer to say recruited. I think I'd like to say, hired, because technically, if we weren't paying them, they didn't have a job. That was just a volunteer position at that point. So they came for a visit, but got the president but the president closed the bridge to get home, so they stayed.
Yeah.
I love
Stupid
that.
ass. We're gonna mess around with the bridge thing.
Right?
That's just a bridge too far.
That's what he kept trying to say, and he's trying
I
to make
feel like
everybody
it's
think,
burning
no.
a bridge that we just can't cross.
No, he wants to burn the bridge we just finished building.
Yeah.
But there were several articles about this, and they were making a big deal over it. And one of the more interesting notes is that, one, for years, Canadian healthcare workers have been coming down here because the jobs were paying better.
Right.
But two, out of the 1,000 or so nurses that have moved north in the last 6 months, they have reported roughly an 80% drop in their stress levels.
I believe it. I believe it. Lockpick says,
Like-
Canada built that bridge.
Damn straight they did.
We might extend it to get us directly to Mexico instead. Just the Great American Overpass. Passes right over the U.S. So yeah, they're under less stress than they were.
Yeah.
Because it's not a for-profit business model.
No. Well, not just that, but there's also, while rules are rules and you still have to do all of your healthcare things, you don't have some of the insane rules regarding women's healthcare that they were putting up with in certain states.
Oh yeah, there's that too.
So you've got a bunch of healthcare people that were fleeing from Texas and Florida and other states and going, you know what? No. And Lockpick, I'm all for it. If you manage to build it as an overpass, to go for it.
It makes sense that they would be fleeing that sort of oppressive healthcare monitoring, dangerous laws,
Yeah.
those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Just keep
Plus,
dropping
there's
this
also the fact that in Canada, they're still respected as
Caregivers and healthcare workers, as opposed to just bitch do this.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. It's the what was it?
Sorry.
Earlier this year, late last year, you had the whole change in who is who's what is it? Oh, fudge. There was a change in wording about different professions. I don't know. Well, you can try it, Maddie. Good luck.
Oh, hey, what's up, Maddie? Good to see you.
But
I'm still here.
Right.
Or as one of our favorite people says, I've been here the whole time.
Whole time.
given the amount of time that you sat and listened to me do stuff and you were not saying anything beforehand, that actually tracks, dear. No, professionals. That's the word. It was either first part of this year, well, earlier this year, or
No, it was last year.
It was last year, where they came out and they said that you're not a professional if you're a teacher or a nurse. And they took away that title of being a professional, despite having to get all of that bloody education.
Right.
And maintain the education and do this and do. You're not a professional.
And as not being listed as a professional, they are not entitled to certain overtime and job protections.
Right.
And they're also
it's not just pedantry, there are actual legal ramifications to the title.
Plus also financial things. You know, if it's no longer a professional title.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Maddie.
And I ran so far away from the Epstein files. That is worth applause, Maddie. That is worth applause, and I'm a little
Here's the applause button.
Surprised that Lockpick didn't get there first. No.
There we go.
Nope. Truth don't get you banned around here.
No.
We had earlier talked about how I never get there first. I'm a gentleman. So that's why you want us to come at you.
That makes sense.
We were earlier. We did talk about how it's entirely possible that Iran is a distraction from the Epstein files. Oh, pardon me.
Thank you, Maddie. I kept on trying to think of ways I could use the term Iran as running thing. Thank you.
Yeah. I only have 2 Flock of Seagulls songs in my current collection. And it is Iran and telecommunication.
Okay.
He's been talking about this for years. It's almost a time of at most it's a time of convenience. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of convenience around it. Getting into an armed conflict that is probably going to be prolonged at least several months right before an election.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, exactly. Trump did say Obama would try and start a war with Iran in order to get reelected. Perhaps this is just Trump now trying to do the same. Yeah, that's exactly what I think it is. I think it's a wag the dog situation. One of, by the way, Robert De Niro's best performances, I think. I think he is absolutely amazing in Wag the Dog. Now he can declare war on powers without declaring war. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's the pre-midterm, don't change horses midstream.
Yeah.
Although I think that W ruined that.
Oh yeah.
I think W messed that up so bad that now people are like, no. Next up, Cuba. Yeah. Yes, Cuba is on the list.
No, they aren't. He is.
You're right. He is.
How?
That's why Cuba's next up. No, that's a
he
different
wa-
list.
He wants a new island to cleanse his reputation.
Right.
It couldn't get Greenland, so it's going for a smaller target.
Yeah.
Right. Which list? Which list you got? Yeah, no. Trump on the Epstein list, which is why he's going for Cuba next.
There, I sent you a picture.
I'm a little worried.
It's not terrible.
Well, she sent the picture, not me.
This is true.
Ha 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 ha. Okay. When Trump goes to prison, it'll be his first complete sentence.
No. That it will be another start of a sentence.
Huh?
It'll just be the start of another sentence. If he serves the full thing, then yes,
Then
that will be
it will be his first complete sentence.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's, midterms, Epstein list, the affordability crisis that he's doing nothing to help with. There are these things I think that
Lawsuits for tariffs that are being demanded.
Oh yeah, yep. He's already been found guilty and sentenced.
Yeah. He just hasn't finished the sentences out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's definitely he's trying to subtract from the attention on the tariffs and that, because you had Costco waiting in the wings to sue the moment that dropped.
I'm sure.
And out of most of the businesses that are suing for that, it's like Costco's the only one that should actually get any money. Because they were one of the few businesses that actually ate the price and didn't give it on to their customers.
Right, okay. Yes.
Otherwise, everybody else should just get refunded.
Yeah. And we, the customers, should get our refundage.
Yeah, not the businesses, because the businesses they pass that cost on already, so they should not.
Right.
Just like the small business COVID relief that went to small businesses like Amazon and Walmart.
Yeah, which is messed up.
Right.
And it went to Trump too.
Yeah, it did. The Trump organization.
Because, they had small golf courses that needed help.
I mean, yes. Yes, they did. No. But still. Well, I think we are getting on towards the end of the stream here. We should probably start wrapping it up.
Okay, I'll start the beatbox. Who's got the rhythm?
Not me. We already know that.
Not me either. That's why I do the recording tech and production end.
All right, you're gonna have to get Lockpick to start singing.
Um,
Did you? The other thing to talk about is the New Jersey bill that they're trying to pass for the Fight Unlawful Conduct and Keep Individuals and Communities Empowered Act.
what's this now?
Fight unlawful conduct to keep
Individuals and communities empowered. It's legislation specifically to combat authoritarianism in government agencies like ICE.
Wow.
Yeah,
do think that over as an acronym.
yeah.
Hold on.
It's in the chat if you want to read it.
Trying to avoid having to open chat again.
That's okay.
Okay, I will read it for you again. Fight unlawful conduct
Oh,
and keep individuals and communities empowered.
okay. I'm there now. That's cute. That's cute. What about what's this about Kansas now, Maddie? Yeah, what's happening in Kansas? I mean, knee-jerk reaction is guys got a
Fair.
tornado? But
That's too early in the year for that, I would think.
Saying it's
Climate
too early
change.
is like saying they don't happen in Virginia. They used to not.
True.
they used to happen rarely. Very, very rarely in Virginia. Virginia is not immune to any
No.
form of natural disaster. Alright.
No.
That earthquake in Mineral back in 2006? 8? Something like that?
Oh, no.
Why are you doing this to me? Why you gotta be like this? Okay. Now. Kansas invalidates driver's licenses, birth certificates of over 1,000 transgender residents. Holy crap. From Reuters. The Kansas state government has invalidated the driver's licenses and birth certificates of transgender residents who changed their gender on those documents in accordance with a law that took effect on Thursday. The move affects more than 1,000 people. The law requires residents to change their gender identification to the sex they were assigned at birth, and also bans residents from changing their gender on those documents in the future. So much there.
And they are getting sued.
I am
That
not
Thursday,
surprised.
and the lawsuits started dropping on Friday.
Okay.
ACLU, among others, have filed, and they're stating that one of the main reasons that this is unlawful is because it is immediately depriving people of their ability to operate vehicles without any notice.
Yeah, that would make sense that that's a
And
problem.
it's something like over, you're going up close to like 2,000 or more driver's licenses.
Okay. Oops. Hi, Just Me Crystal. So great to see you. So glad you're back. Let me make this work correctly. There it is.
You pick it first.
So, yeah, it makes sense that that would be that those sorts of things would be a good grounds for the lawsuit.
Yeah.
What is SB 244? SB 244 is a Kansas law that discriminates against transgender people in at least two different ways. First, the law restricts transgender people's access to restrooms and other sex-separated facilities in government buildings, while creating new civil and criminal penalties to enforce those restrictions. Second, the law changes the rules that apply to government IDs for transgender people. It prohibits transgender people from updating their driver's licenses to reflect their gender, and also invalidates transgender people's existing driver's licenses and birth certificates if those documents were issued in Kansas and reflected gender different from the person's sex at birth. The lawsuit is already kicked off. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it was kicked off immediately.
The Thursday's when it technically went into effect, and so Friday is the moment that the lawsuits drop.
Okay. So, I mean, it should be pretty obvious how this is doing this is logistically destructive, effectively. For one, I mean, well, for one, anybody who is actually anyone who's transgender being in a position where they cannot use the gender bathroom that they are puts them in dangerous positions because they end up having to go into bathrooms that they appear wrong for.
Yeah.
Which is dangerous.
Yeah.
You end up with men in women's rooms and women in men's rooms, and it creates the situation. It creates, well, that they say they're afraid of. But it's not, it doesn't create the situation, it creates the appearance of the situation.
Steve, there's a simple way to remove this situation from happening.
Make them all unisex.
Exactly.
Agreed. Just like there's an easy way to to reduce illegal immigration. If immigration stops being illegal, then illegal immigration drops to zero.
DC, first round of stupid ass things they were trying to do earlier last year.
It appears that Kansas is a state that believes life begins at conception. If that is to be held to its most finite definition, that also means that all people assigned male are technically transgender, so those people should also be affected. True. At conception, we are all two X chromosomes. We don't develop the Y chromosome till later.
Mm-hmm.
So that means those assholes sitting in their state house making these laws technically can't drive to the state house and are not available for any benefits.
Nope.
Because all their documentation is illegal.
Yep.
Yup.
Honestly, that be what happens.
Yup. Yeah.
And that's going to be a lot more than a couple thousand driver's licenses and birth certificates at that point.
Yep. Yeah, that's all.
That is an absolutely terrible outcome.
Oh, it gets worse? How does it get worse? I'm on.
But it is a technically logical outcome from their train of thoughts.
I mean, yes, it is. It is. It's a very logical outcome from that. All right, Matt, how does it get worse? This is why I like it when Maddie pops up in chat.
Yeah.
Always keeps things interesting.
Yes. Maddie, it is unfortunate that you were not here to participate in the glass brain discussion.
I wish I was.
I know.
Oh, the glass brain discussion. That's right. That was neat.
Guy from Vesuvius, well, Pompeii. A body found in Pompeii. Things happened in just the right way to where his brains turned to glass, Maddie. Interesting discussion.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you say you remember that body. That feels like you're a time traveler vampire.
That's why I like it.
So they headed off my reasoning at the pass with this other law. Gotcha.
Aha. Kansas enacts law defining male and female strictly as sex assigned at birth.
Okay, so yeah, they headed off your line of thought.
Mm-hmm. And male and female only by biological sex. We're going to read the quick hits here. SB 180 does not direct. SB 180 got vetoed, which is what this is. This is from a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
SB 180 does not direct individuals which accommodations to use or prohibit individuals from using their preferred accommodations based on their gender identity. All individuals retain protections granted under U.S. Constitution, particularly given any applicable federal protections or redeemed principles. The law's effective date is January 21st. Okay.
Yeah, the governor vetoed it, and the legislature vetoed the veto.
Overrated.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. But it does say at birth, which does head off that thing.
Yeah, it does.
Regarding veto of Senate Bill 26, Senate Bill 180, Senate Bill 228, and S sub 4, House Bill 2138. Companies have made it clear that they are not interested in doing business with states that discriminate against workers and their families by stripping away rights from Kansas and opening the state up to expensive, unnecessary lawsuits. These bills would hurt our ability to continue breaking economic records and landing new business deals. I'm focused on the economy. Anyone care to join me? Oh, that is... That is beautiful. Governor Laura Kelly. That is, I gotta say. It does strip out the intersex people. Yeah, Laura Kelly seems pretty awesome. It's like having Professor McGonagall as governor. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Well, I'm glad your governor is doing something about it, is standing up for it. So there's that at least. But otherwise, yeah, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. All right, so yeah, that's I think we're gonna wrap up the show here. And well, okay. We've been over a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff left over from last week. And because
we got through a good chunk of it. Really,
Yeah.
all of the stuff that I put in there to be like, this is stupid but funny.
Right. Well, yeah, this week was not a this is stupid but funny week.
Yeah. This
week was a dear gods, what have we gotten ourselves into?
Yeah. It's just stupid.
But a lot of that probably won't be covered on the show tomorrow because it happened late enough in the week that it won't make it onto Wait, Don't Tell Me.
The State of the Union and the counter to it, that will probably be on the show tomorrow.
Oh, we didn't talk a lot about Spamberger's response.
Yeah.
It is another historic thing about this response is that it was a governor and someone who isn't looking like they have larger political aspirations giving it. It was a little, it would have been like having Zoran Mamdani give it. You know? Anyway. So yeah, that might be on there. Probably will be. Anything else we can think of?
Hello?
I can help you.
Huh? Hello?
Leave the party for a moment.
What? Huh.
Someone knocked
What?
at the door at the same time that I got a spam call, so we disappeared.
Sorry.
That explains why it sounded like she was trying to answer your phone call. It was very confusing from this end.
Oh,
I
good.
can
We can
imagine.
enjoy that.
The person that was knocking at the door had used the actual door knocker, so it sounded like they had opened the door.
I closed it. Yes.
Thus, I run out of the room to go find out what. There's nobody in the house. He's out.
Meanwhile, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So, anything else we think is going to be on the show tomorrow?
Comedians.
Aside from that,
Well, all right then.
they're probably going to mention the men's hockey team versus the women's,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and the fact that while the guys got to go to the White House and eat Big Macs with Trump, the girls, among other things, got to go have pasta with Stanley Tucci, and Flavor Flav has invited all of the U.S. women's teams, regardless of gold medal or not, to come join him in Vegas and have a party.
That has absolutely no bearing on any of the rest of it because it's Flavor Flav. I expect him to do something
Of
like
course,
that.
he invited all the women's
He started off
teams.
inviting the women's hockey team, and then he's like, you know what? All the women are
Right.
invited to come because
Because it's Flava Flav.
yeah. But he did start off inviting just the women's hockey team originally.
I like how at least 5 of the men's hockey team decided not to show.
Yep, they wised up.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It didn't even seem Paralympiads and the Paralympiads. Yeah. I mean, again, it's Flava Flav. He just, yeah.
But still, you know.
Oh, the fight, the fight at the curling match, I think will come up, right?
Right.
Which
fight?
surprised me because curling is supposed to be the gentleman's sport.
Gentlemen's, okay.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to call your own shots and your own fouls and all your own stuff. Like you really are supposed to be you're a sportsman about it. You're supposed to be
You're supposed to be good sportsmen about everything in curling.
right.
Now, participating in curling itself is not necessarily intended to be gentlemanly because they can be loud, they can be boisterous and obnoxious, just not aggressive.
Right, and they're supposed to be honorable. So, a cheating scandal in curling,
Yes.
and then the yelling match that ensued.
Yeah. That will probably be on there. And
Oh,
I
man.
will say
The Canadian threw some bass in his voice. That was
I don't blame them. They were right. I mean, as an American, if you're going to cheat, at least do it so you don't frickin' get caught. They cheated and they got caught at it. So that's 2 fouls. And, you know, Canada's right to be upset. Because
Canada, it ain't a
they
war
are
crime the
working,
first
and they
time.
caught them, and they got told no. Just because you caught them using an unauthorized camera angle doesn't mean that it's going to stand. This is where the camera was. This is what we're using. You can't change it. And it's like, that's just messed up.
So yeah, curling. That could be on there. It ain't a war crime the first time.
Yep.
I didn't know hair care was part of the Olympics.
Curling.
So yes,
I
that will
didn't
probably be
need
part
to
of it.
bite that one. Yeah.
Trying to think what else might turn up.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
We'll see.
We'll see. So yeah, that's been today's show.
Thank you, Lockpick.
You gotta have stones to make such terrible curling pun.
I wasn't trying to sweep it under the rug.
Ow. And on that note, stick around for the raid. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. Thank you, Lockpick. Thank you, Maddie Holmes. Thank you, Just Me Crystal. Who else was here? Thank you, everyone. Just had to slide another one. Oh, man. Ow. My ow. Thank you, Master Rasta 420. Thank you, Kingsways. And thank you again for the gifted subs. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all you lurkers. Much love. Stick around for the raid. And now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down. VA, double deuces. We're out, y'all.